Well, hello there, Kathy.
Hello, Mayor Ronnie. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing good. It's great to have you on the show. I'm excited about this. Having you on here co-hosting with me tonight is we're just going to have a good time, I think. So, excited having you on.
Well, it is a pleasure being here tonight. We have a great show coming up. We've got two dynamic ladies joining us later. Jen Burnett with Local Charm and Tara Bogle with Ataraxis Travel.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, and they're both in the chamber, right?
They
They're,
are both chamber members. Yep.
they're both active in the chamber, and that's a positive thing. I appreciate the chamber hosting the shows. This is number 20. So believe it or not, this is the 20th consecutive month that we've had this, and two guests. I don't know how many chamber guests we've had, but it's been quite a few. I think highlighting our businesses in town is one of the greatest things I enjoy about the show. Really, it's a lot of good things to talk about. We talk about a lot of things, but nothing can be better than the great businesses we have here in town. And they're always excited to talk about.
Absolutely, and it gives our audience an opportunity to just dive a little deeper into their business and what's happening in Rolesville with their businesses. How can we help them? How can they thrive? So I'm just thrilled. 20 months, that seems like it just started yesterday. So amazing the success that the show has had. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. And it wouldn't happen without the chamber. You guys have been very supportive and putting the time and resources for that. And I do appreciate that. And I believe you are one of the chamber, I guess, on the executive board being
Yep,
hosting.
I'm on the board of directors, and we're all taking turns trying to fill really big shoes of Rachel hosting the show. And I think I think it's fun. It's an opportunity for all of us to just engage with you and learn more about from your perspective what's happening, and like you said, giving our guests an opportunity to share about their businesses. So it's just all in all just a really good good evening.
It is. It really is. And it's very exciting. It's a lot of things going around town now. I can't hardly believe it's April. I mean, really, we're in springtime and the weather is beginning to get much nicer, and really it's an exciting time. We just had Easter last week, and now we're going into a brief period, about 6 weeks before we get into the summer months. So it's really a good time of year, I think.
Yeah, I noticed I took a run through Rolesville today, and lots of people out and about now because of the nice weather in the park and just all throughout the community. So that's one of my favorite times of the year because you just get to see people enjoying what we have in Rolesville, the beauty of our town. Um,
Exactly, and between the chamber and the town departments working together, we have some really good events here in town. I know the past couple of weeks that the town hosted they call it an egg roll, which had a huge turnout for that, and I know the chambers has quite a few events too. So between us, we keep everybody busy, don't we?
we do. But I like it. I mean, it's that small town feel, and just the camaraderie and fellowship that you get with other businesses and people in town. I just it's a great place to be, great place to live.
It certainly is, and just a precursor to next show next month. I think you're going to be on, and you'll tell us more about yourself and all, and your business, and it's just so many good things here, and so many people to talk to that it never ends. So,
You're right, and growing all the time.
yeah, and we got a couple good guests tonight as you introduce those, and I'm really I've known I known I guess Jen for at least maybe 4 years probably, She can probably straighten me out when she gets on, but I've known her for a while, and Tara I only know for about maybe the last maybe 9 to 12 months. She's kind of new in the circle, I guess, of town here, and but they're both very excited. I'm excited to have them on.
Yeah, Tara is coming live from one of her locations, so I'm tickled to see where she's coming live from. And Jen, she is just a staple in Rolesville. Like, everybody knows about local charms. So, she's really, put her roots here and has such wonderful items all the time to share and sell for us. So, she's just, like I said, a staple in Rolesville now. And we love her. She's fun.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're ready, we'll bring one of them on and kind of get rolling.
All right. So I think we're going to have Jen first. Hi,
Hello.
Jen.
How are you?
Hey, Jen.
Welcome to What's Happening in Rolesville. Jen is the owner of Local Charm. And Local Charm is a boutique. You sell clothes, accessories, and one-of-a-kind gifts right in Rolesville. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Coming live from my second home here. But I appreciate that you guys thought of me and asked me to come on. It's fun. I love doing stuff like this.
Yeah, and you do it professionally, I guess you can call it. In some of your I guess you call it podcast or something, maybe.
Well, we'll do Facebook Lives, or I go on once a week on Wednesdays, and we'll do a live video, pretty much showing just what's new. What do we got in here? What's going on? What do we have coming up that we're doing? Because we've always got fun events happening and different things going on in the store. So every Wednesday I go live, and then sure enough, whatever I've showed, I've had people come like running in. I no sooner click post and they're like, where's that dress? Where's that dress at? I saw it. I need to get it. And I'm like, okay. So I guess a couple of people are watching anyhow.
I think a lot of people are watching, Jen. Well, I am going to go. I'm going to let you chat with Mayor Ronnie Currin, and I will be back in a few minutes.
All right. Sounds cool. Thanks.
Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate that. Oh, well, Jen, you got a nice background there. All those things are for sale, right?
Yes. I mean, when we tell you everything is for sale, we've sold ornaments off the ceiling. We have sold, like everything.
Right. If they like it, they'll buy it, right?
That's right. That's right.
And we'll talk about that a little bit. Some of your buying, I guess, what motivates you to buy different things. We'll talk about that a little bit. But just before we do, kind of a little bio of Jen. I said I've been knowing you about 4 years. I think that may be right. I don't.
Because the store, we're going on 5 years now. So I think I first really met you when I joined the chamber and opened the store. So about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, probably about 5. That's probably about right. 2018, 19, something like that.
Yeah.
So tell us how long have you lived in Rolesville, and you decided to open a store here. Mm-hmm. How did all that work out?
Well, my husband Carl and my 2 boys, Casey and Brady, we all moved down here. It was June of 2014 from Pittsburgh. Now, I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh. I love the area. The weather. Oh, I couldn't take it anymore. Right. So we looked at a map and we're like, where are we going to go? And we landed in, the suburbs of Raleigh. And we looked at Heritage. We built 10 years ago now, almost, in Heritage. And we love it here. I mean, we absolutely love it. It's the weather's fantastic. There's so much going on in Raleigh. I love living in Rolesville. It's that small town, but we got so much going on. Mm-hmm. I'm friends with the cops in Chief, and they all stop in the store every now and then to see what's going on. Or, you stop in, Ronnie, and I mean, unless you're looking for something for Beth,
Yeah.
but I know you come in just to check in and see what's going on, but it's everybody kind of is so interconnected and we know each other. And I'm just happy to be a part of it for the past 10 years.
Yeah, and I think back when you used to make things, I think you made me some T-shirts one time on one of my
did.
campaign things. You may not remember that, but I don't know if you remember doing that or not.
I do. Yes. Because all of this, if you would have told me 9 years ago when we moved here that I had to have a boutique, I would have laughed at you. This place is a happy accident. When we moved, my husband's a doctor and he started Duke right away. So he's off working, and my youngest started kindergarten within 2 weeks of us moving here. They're both in school all day. And I was like, uh-oh, now what do I do? Because we didn't know anybody. We don't have family down here. We true transplants. And if I have downtime, I tend to get in trouble. So
Right.
I thought I'd let my creative side go, and I just started making things. I was making wreaths, and I was making signs and home decor. I ended up I had more tools than some of the guys in the neighborhood, because I'm sawing wood and sanding and putting things together, and and I loved it. It was a great creative outlet. But then my husband's looking at me like, "Hey, hon, what are we gonna do with 7 wreaths laying around the house?" And I thought, well, I don't know. Let me see if I can sell them. So I started doing craft shows, and over a few years, I was in the Cotton Company and a couple of other stores and doing craft shows, and it just blew up. And one Christmas, it was so insane, and I looked at my husband and I'm like, "Listen, something's got to give. Either I am done or I got to get a store." And I'm thinking he's very my husband's the planner. He's thoughtful. He's not very, like, he's not the crazy spontaneous like I am. So I thought for sure he'd be like, "Oh, honey, just quit." He's like, "A store sounds great. All right, guess I'm doing this." So yeah, but we've completely changed the store and the market since I opened, almost 5 years ago.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, because I actually bought some stuff before you opened the store, and it was some type of little boutique there before. I can't remember the name of it, but it had a catchy little name.
In my space?
I think so.
Oh no, I know what you're thinking of. The third building down by the post office. That was what was that called? Silly Little Events.
Yeah. Silly
Little Boutique.
Yeah, something like that. That's right. But that wasn't actually in your store then. That was down.
No. I'm the first one in this space. So we've got Domino's on the end, and they've been around for a while. Be Like Missy is next door. She makes handmade leather goods, so jewelry, purses. She's got a lot of really fun gift items. The space directly next to me on the other side is currently unoccupied. And then we have Valerie with Edward Jones. And then we have the new soda box that just opened up on the very end. They just opened up in January.
Right.
So they've been doing great.
Yeah. And I think all those places do really good down there. I believe Rogers Road, and it's just going to grow. So what do you think about the growth? It depends on who you talk to. Some people, don't like it. Some people do like it. Some people are sort of in between. Where do you think? You think the growth is needed, really, and feel good about it?
I do. And as a resident, I live in Rolesville, and my business is in Rolesville, and my boys go to Rolesville Middle School and Rolesville High School. I am very pro growth. I would like to see more, retail, restaurants, more businesses coming to the area. Because right now, Rolesville has so much potential, and we're getting there. But, and you can speak to this, we have such a very low business tax proportion compared to the residents. It's like 93, 92% residential. So we're not getting that big money tax money coming in from businesses. So I would love to see more businesses come in to be able to help pump up our area. So we have the money to open up some really cool parks and, to continue these beautiful greenways. I love them. And I know everybody stops and goes, oh, but every place else around us is exploding. It's too much growth.
Right.
There's a happy medium, and I do agree, maybe our neighbors, they've grown exponentially, but they also have a lot more space, a lot more land. But at the same time, you can't sit there and say, oh, we got to go back to what it was like in, the 50s or the 60s. It's not going to. We are on the rise. It's a beautiful town, and we just need to be smart about what we're doing with our available space here in Rolesville.
Yeah, we are actually in Wake County, and Wake County is growing. I mean, it's the largest county in the state now. It went by it exceeded Mecklenburg County this last census, and it's no way we could be like it was 20 years ago. It's just not possible to be in Wake County. You have to be in some of those little rural, counties that's not growing to do that.
Right.
But Wake County has to grow. And what we have to do is try to grow responsibly, and, and not lose some of the things that, you enjoy and others enjoy. And, but at the same time, if you do want the stores, you got to have the people to shop. And that's why you got to have more people to come to town if you want the stores.
And I think we're kind of at this point now where we can start building the two conjointly, right? So we want to attract people to Rolesville, because originally when we moved here almost 10 years ago, I was like, we thought we were moving to Wake Forest. That's what we knew, being
right.
Another state. And when we came down here and they were like, well, this is actually Rolesville. And I'm like, this is what? I've never heard of that place. Like, and I was thinking like, what's this town? Like, are they growing? Are they kind of just like, are they just staying still? I'm very pleased with the growth I've seen so far. I would hope going forward that we can start making, our processes perhaps a little more user-friendly for other businesses and development to come through. Otherwise, it scares me to think that maybe, the development then, if everybody's like holding tight, like, and bucking everything, that they're just going to go right over top of us and we miss the boat. And so that's where then you're not attracting new residents to come in, because they want to be able to have easy access to go out, to go to work, to, go buy your durable goods, whatever it is that you need. So I myself, with Local Charm, I will be moving over to Cobblestone when that is completed. It looks like we'll be in there probably like around September of 2024. And I think it's going to be a beautiful, much needed place for us here in Rolesville.
It's going to be bigger, right?
It's going to be bigger. It's going to be a fun place to gather. Those guys it's the same folks, that own Lafayette Village, are building Cobblestone, and they do a lot of fun events where it pulls people out to mingle and see each other and talk, and let's go grab a drink. Let's have something to eat. So
yeah,
it's the community. It's that community feel.
That's true. I mean, you live in Heritage, and a lot of people I tell Heritage, it's sort of a neat little place. It's in between. It's actually situated between Rolesville and Wake Forest. Some people in Heritage live in Wake Forest. Many of them do, and then some live in Rolesville.
Yeah.
And when you exit, you can make a choice to turn right, or you can choose to turn left. And I think really Rolesville will want to give you more choices to turn left. And that's kind of what we want to do.
Well, and it's fun too. We'll have people that maybe don't typically go to the Rolesville end of Rogers Road, and they live, up Rogers in Wake Forest or something, and they had to go to the post office, or they had to, come down this way for a reason. And they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea this was here. This is so cool. And I'm like, hey, Rolesville's where it's happening, folks. This is where you want to be. You better start paying attention. We got some cool stuff happening.
That's right. Well, let's talk about your new store a little bit.
Okay.
So, I think you told me it's going to be twice as big, and it's going to have some more different stuff in it. Is that right?
It is. Yes. So our current space is 1,500 square feet, and primarily it's women's clothing, jewelry, accessories, but we also have a lot of gifts. So that kind of held over from the beginning when I had my store. Just keeping, you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
In the background. I don't know. It's back here someplace. So people will come in to buy a birthday gift for someone, and then they're like, trying on the cool dress that's hanging on the hanger. But when we go to our new space, it'll be about 2,900 square feet. So we're going to have men's. You men need a place to shop too. So Ronnie, you don't have to just come in and say hey to me. We can actually get you in some new cool duds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because
new outfit.
My boys, my husband, they're like, we don't have anywhere to shop. I was like,
right.
Let me see if I can fix that.
Yeah, I dropped by your store a few weeks ago, I guess it was, and I did find out kind of way the MO is these people go to lunch and they leave and they go to your store and they come back dressed different than they leave.
Yeah, we've had that happens quite often. In fact, yes, our sweet Christina at the police station. Yeah, she came in, was uncomfortable in her outfit, and she's like, I want something new, and tried something on. She loved it. She's like, can you just clip the tags out? I'm going back to work. Like,
yeah, dressed from head to toe. There you go. So let's talk about the men's thing a little bit. That's something new for you, right?
Yeah.
It's probably new for Rolesville. Since talking to you, I don't think there's really any options to buy men's clothes in Rolesville that I know of.
Not even in Wake Forest, and I know this because I shop for my husband and my boys. If they need a shirt for like that day or the next day, where do you go? You go to Kohl's, Target.
Yeah.
And then to have to go to the mall. Oh my gosh. My husband would rather just wear his old holy whatever.
That's me.
I know how you guys operate. Yeah. Like I said, I've got a few of you guys at home. So
no mall.
So there's really no place to go except for online. And then you get it and you try it on and oh crap, that doesn't fit. I don't like the color, whatever. And you got to send it back. So we're going to start carrying men's clothing. Just for that business casual, that you're going out to dinner, you just want something cool, different to wear, date night, so to speak. So that'll be coming in the new space. Right now, what we have, and I love it when men come in with their wives to shop, because they always get that look on their face like, oh, I'm in a lady store. I'm like, we got you.
That's
We
right.
have our husband chair in the back. We park them. I've got all kinds of beverages in the back. I'm like, you want a beer? You want some soda? What do you want? And as soon as I say a beer, they're like, oh.
You got to get a widescreen back there.
What's that?
You got to get a widescreen back there.
I want one. I don't have anywhere to hang it, unfortunately.
Your new store, that may be one of the things you want to add in there.
It's already in the plans.
So when you decide, I think you decide everything that you sell. You go to shows and buy things that you want to sell. Mm-hmm. How are you going to decide what men's clothes is going to sell? I mean, how are you going to make those choices?
Well, I'm going to take a look. Comfort is always a big thing for me. So, and I know how you guys are, man. If you're not comfortable, you ain't wearing it.
Right.
But I'm going to take a look and see what I want to see on a guy. Like is it cool? Is it different? I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on, the current men's fashions, and like I'm not shopping for teenagers, so it's not going to be like the the fast fashion or anything like that. It's going to be, for my husband, it'll be for, the 30-year-old guy that lives down the street, or for the 50-year-old that wants a cool outfit to go out to dinner in. So, it's a lot of fun going to these shows and seeing what's available. Because, man, I could fly through those racks real fast. Like, nope. Oh, wait a minute, this might work, and you pull it out, and we've been doing pretty good so far for women, so I'm up for the challenge for men's, and we take a lot of feedback too. I'm constantly quizzing the customers when they come in what they're looking for.
So I guess you're like many. You probably buy clothes for your husband and boys.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what you buy for them, you think everybody would want that. Is that safe to say?
Of course.
That's your secret. Is that going to be your secret of?
It's my secret.
I got you on that. I see Kathy's coming.
I know. I see Kathy down there too. But I just wanted to say before we leave that, like, we're always doing something new. And so our latest venture, and it's been fantastic. People have been flipping and loving it. We're actually doing spray tans in the store now. Mm-hmm. Yes, Kathy, we got to get you on the schedule. There's no bronzers in it. You don't turn orange. Like, I've got it on, and it looks like I've been at the beach all day. So if you're interested, you can always go to our website, Local Charm Gifts, and you can make an appointment there. And go to our Facebook or our Instagram. We've always got different things coming up. We've got a big customer appreciation event coming up on April 29th. It's a Saturday all day. So it's like a sip and shop. We've got really cool gifts to give away. So if you haven't been in, please stop by. We'd love to see you. You might come in a stranger, but I promise you're going to leave a friend.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've noticed, about you and your store is you do these, you do a lot of these events, which I think you're just trying to have a good time, really. At the same time, run a business, but also have a good time.
If I'm not having fun, what's the point, Ronnie? Come on, this is a fun place to come to.
That's what
we enjoy ourselves here.
Yeah,
Kathy can speak to it. She shops here.
I was going to say kudos to exactly what Jen said. You walk into her store and you just can't help but leave with a smile on your face because you get great customer service there. You have the best gifts. If I need a gift, I go to Local Charm. Like I love your gifts, the stylish, comfortable clothing that you offer to those of us who have reached middle aged. Thank you.
Hey, we need to be cute too, right?
I agree.
So, cute and comfortable.
Are there any trends that those of us shopping need to remember when we're out looking? Any trends this year?
Yes, the big prints. So you can see what I have on right now. I saw a lot of Poochie style prints, like that big swirly, like really cool designs, bright colors. In fact, we were laughing today. I was like, well, you can see what kind of a mood I was in. There's a lot of orange, there's a lot of Kelly green, and a lot of hot pink. So, the really bright, fun colors for spring and summer. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of prints, like big prints.
Bold.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And you got more customers than just Rolesville, Jen. I think I've heard, people even in other towns when I talk to them say they come to Rolesville to your store, really. So you got a pretty large clientele, I think.
Yeah, we pull people from a lot of places. Knightdale, Wendell, Youngsville, Wake Forest, obviously. There's a lot. Raleigh. We have people that come up from Raleigh. I've even got customers in Cary that come out on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's fun. I love it though. To me, this is. I enjoy meeting people and talking with them and having fun. And most women love to shop. So it's like, well, come in. You're hanging with your girlfriends. Like, you're coming shopping with us, and we're gonna tell you, this looks awesome. This we can do better. Let's try again. So, but yeah, it's just
concierge service.
What's that?
personal concierge service when you come to your store.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, before I leave, is one thing I remember, and I do want you maybe talk about this a little bit, is, we went through the COVID thing and, people did things online, and you do some stuff online too. And you do, like I said before, you do the podcast and stuff, but really your main focus is in the store, not online. And that's because you just enjoy what you're talking about, you enjoying. Is that right?
Well, if I had the choice between having a customer buy from me online or buying from me in the store, I will take having them come into the store every single time, because it's relationship building. Folks come in here and they look for Pam who works here, or they're looking for, our new lady Judith. She came from another boutique in Wake Forest that recently closed down. And I mean, folks come even just to, hey, how you doing? I mean, I had customers bringing me birthday gifts. I was like, this is wonderful. Like, I was so touched. But yeah, we love our peoples here.
That's right. Well,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. You want to tell people your address, phone number, how can they find you if they are in Rolesville?
Well, just come on down Rogers Road towards the Rolesville end is what I tell folks all the time. If you know where the post office is in Rolesville, that's building 1. We're in building 3. So real close to the Granite Falls stoplight there. So yeah, stop on down. We would love to have you.
Perfect.
And I hear you may have a building 4 down there for long. So
down here where I'm at?
Mm-hmm. Down on the end.
Behind. Oh, I know where you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff happening.
There is.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much for being on the show. And everybody go to Local Charm. Jen is absolutely wonderful. She'll take care of you, and you will come out looking beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
right. And you can wear it back to work that same day.
That's right, Ronnie. You can. Thank you so much. It was great talking with you guys tonight.
Thank you.
Bye.
That was great. And I can tell you have some personal contact down there, and quite often visit them.
Yes, I do. I used to have a monthly meeting at the Italian restaurant, and I would visit her store after my meeting every single month and come out with something new and pretty. She has a great style, and I can't, give her enough compliments on how well her clothes that she purchases are for most people. And if you haven't tried her out, I really highly recommend going to Local Charm. And again, she's a staple in Rolesville, and I think she's going to be here for a long time.
Yep, I think so, for sure.
So let's see. Our next guest is Tara Bogle. She is from Ataraxis Travel, and she has a passion for helping create forever memories for people. Mm-hmm. Like how fun a job is that? She actually goes and she travels to places, learns about it, and then comes back and is able to provide that very one-on-one direction for people who are looking for vacations.
Yeah, exactly. I've been around a long time, and I can remember the days when we had a lot of travel agencies, and that's what they did. You go book travel, and then they kind of went away. I mean, you kind of didn't see them no more, and people was booking their own things online, and doing things a different way, or maybe even a internet travel company or something. I noticed it's quite a few of those. And then I met Tara one day, and she was telling me she had an agency, and it's just really interesting how that has changed and how successful she is, and with the way that she does it too.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's much different than it was 25, 30 years ago, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody can go online and find a place, but to actually have that firsthand knowledge about the locations, and she's able to cater it to what your family, friends are looking for. And, that's that's something you can't do from the internet. So she has a true gift in what she does.
Exactly. And a passion.
Yeah.
A passion too. There she is. Hey, Tara.
Hi, Tara.
Hello.
Tara, welcome to What's Happening in Rolesville with Mayor Ronnie Currin. I was just explaining, and I'll just introduce you, that you have a passion for helping create forever memories, and that one-on-one connection that you're able to provide to families and friends and cater to their needs is just a very unique concept. And we welcome you to the show. I am going to let you and Ronnie talk about your business, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Well, hey, Tara. It doesn't look like you're in Rolesville tonight.
No, I'm not. Today I am coming live from Disney World. I was hoping to have a fun, vibrant, colorful background, but it is raining cats and dogs out there. So we are inside. But this is why a lot of travel agencies have become more mobile, is that we can do a lot more on site. I can work from anywhere, and the more I can immerse myself into the destinations, the more information I can provide for my clients.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about, I've talked to you a few times about your business, and I know you've been part of the chamber, I don't know, maybe a year now, so, or maybe longer. And, when I first talked to you and heard about your model and what you were doing, it was very interesting. So tell me how you kind of thought about this idea of what you put together and how it works.
So the whole premise, or the whole reason why I got into the travel industry, is I have two boys, and my husband and I wanted them to see the world, touch the world, experience it outside of a book. We wanted it to be a very immersive experience for them. We've traveled heavily since they were very small. And as they got older, we discovered a lot of people wanted to travel, but they didn't know how, or there were boundaries that prevented them from being able to, or they didn't realize what was available. They became overwhelmed. And so my whole goal is to take those obstacles and remove them for you, educate you, show you what's available. So whatever your challenge may be, I want to remove it and give you the gift of travel.
Yeah, sometimes I see people, with businesses, and Jen is a perfect example. The first guest was here. Sounds like she has a passion for people, a passion for clothing and shopping and just hanging out. And she took that and turned it into a successful business. And sounds like you got a passion for traveling and those type things, and you have turned that into a business somehow.
I love to travel. I love all of the unexpected things that you learn when you're traveling, whether it be about the food or the culture or yourself. I always tell people, if you feel like you're in a rut, or you feel like you're stuck, or you need to move forward, sometimes the best thing you can do is travel. Travel with some friends, travel solo, but kind of get out of your comfort zone. And the more I travel, the more I get to learn about myself, and the more I figure the world is quite small. We just need to embrace it. But every time I travel, I appreciate something a little differently.
Mm-hmm. And you got a unique name.
Yes.
So maybe describe what the meaning of that and how you came up with that.
So Ataraxis means free of stress and anxiety, which is my whole purpose when I'm helping somebody plan a vacation. I want to remove the fears, the uncertainties, the anxieties that can exist. A lot of people know they want to travel, but they don't know where they want to go or what they're able to do. They may have allergies, special needs, disabilities. They may have fears and aversions that they're thinking are always present everywhere they go. And there are lots and lots of opportunities and solutions to those problems. So that's the whole purpose. My youngest son tries to say it's because my name's in there, but that really is just a coincidence. But yeah.
You should slip that in there then. So you was talking about taking some of the anxieties out, and that's a good thing, because people that doesn't travel much, they are, fearful of flying. Something's going to happen, and I'm not talking about crashes. I'm talking about more about missing flights and all that kind of thing. So even if you do, and most time, uh, most times there is a little glitch or something do happen. So how do you take that fear away when something do happen?
I try to educate people as much as I can before they go about where they're going, what to expect, and things to do to kind of combat those. So in this day and age, we are going to have hiccups. Very likely you're going to have a delay, whether you're driving or flying or, going to another country. So pack some snacks, make sure you've got an extra change of clothes. Just kind of adjust and know that there's going to be something that occurs. And then if it doesn't, you are pleasantly surprised. And if it does, you're ready. But one of the benefits to working with someone like myself is we're there to support you and help you. We have contacts and methods that we can use that aren't available to the general public. And even if we don't, we're the ones on hold. We're the ones talking to the people. We know what to say. We know how to feed you information to help you work on your end. And so it just offers a nice peace of mind. The other thing is we sell more than travel. So we have travel protection. We have, like if you need a wheelchair, we can help you get that. If you've got allergies and special needs, we can give that information to the hotel or resort ahead of time. And so they can prepare for your arrival. And it helps remove some of those uncertainties or the unknowns that can kind of start a trip off rough. And then kind of, your whole trip feels that way. So we can just start it on a nice, smooth note. And it's easier for everybody.
So what is your hours of operation? Is
Well, I would like to say I have set hours, but I don't. If I have a client who missed their flight at midnight, they call me. I'm there to help them. I do try to keep a little more standard hours during the week, but people have travel needs all the time, or people work 9 to 5 and they want to have a conversation about someplace to go in the evening. Then we set up an appointment. Since I don't have a brick and mortar, I can meet you at a coffee shop. I can meet you in the park. We can meet in a conference room if you've got a group of friends that you want to go on a trip with. So I try to offer as much flexibility as I can. And for those families who have young children, we can do stuff on the weekends too, because I know in order for you to go, it takes a lot of energy, and I want to be available to you when it's most convenient for you.
do you get mostly first time travelers or people that travels a lot that's gone through a lot of problems and looking for better solutions? Or what is mostly the type of clientele you get?
I would say I kind of get it all. Like, because of COVID, we've seen a huge increase of people who now are looking for that professional expertise. They're looking for a little more streamlined experience than what the internet can offer them. And a lot of people, whether they be first time or well experienced, they just have a lot of questions, and they can come to me, and in a half hour, 45 minutes, we can have all of their questions answered, where they'd spent 4, 5, 6, 8 hours on Google and they don't even remember what their original question was. Some of my favorite current travelers are seniors, because they are so afraid of being scammed or taken advantage of, or just, the complexity of technology. And so when they can pick up the phone and they can call me or send me a text and just get some reassurance, it just provides them a lot of comfort. And then a lot of young families, especially if their kids don't like to eat anything but chicken nuggets and pizza, they're afraid they can't leave their home, but there's a lot of places that will cater to it. So I wouldn't say there's one specific group. I think the group is actually growing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I think it may be some people even try. I was thinking the other day after finding more about your business and stuff, how neat it is, that even people that may travel a lot, if they're going somewhere they've never been before, somewhere that's really you don't know what to expect when you get there. You don't know really what you need when you get there. Do you get those type of people that may not be first-time travelers, maybe well-versed travelers, but it's somewhere they've never been to?
Absolutely. And even for some people who've been there multiple times, just because the environment of travel changes so much, they want to have that professional available to them to ask questions. you know, a lot of these places get overbooked and then they have to be rebooked quickly. And then what do you do when you're in an area that your cell coverage doesn't work and you can't use your internet? So I'm seeing people who have taken the same cruise 11 times even reaching out to me just because they want to make sure they've got every box checked. They don't arrive at the port and they can't get on their boats.
So I think in your business, you have to make the sacrifice for your business and go to these places and find out personally what they're all about. Is that right?
Yes. And I think it's important, especially post-COVID, to be able to do that because so much did change. And I think it's important to educate people and to, you know, let them know what to expect. And just because that resort was run down before doesn't mean it's not gorgeous now, and vice versa. But the only way to know that is to be there. If you're simply dependent on the internet, you're going to get what they want to show you and not necessarily reality. So I think it's important for me as a professional to be able to filter that out for my clients. So I have to sacrifice and go on.
You have to sacrifice. Yeah, you have to go to all these places and stay on the move, don't you?
Right.
So what is what's one of the biggest pitfalls that people don't know that they should watch out for, and you can help them with when you're traveling somewhere?
Well, one that I'm seeing a lot is if it's too good to be true, it is. A lot of prices are on the rise and travel is becoming more expensive. And so they're looking for that bottom line deal, but you have to watch for things like they're putting you in the rooms behind the dumpsters, or you have a 3-day layover on a 4-day trip. And there's just a lot of hidden fine prints that people are not noticing or not seeing. And that's something that I can educate them with. And even if they find a deal and it's not something that I can work with, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell them that's a better deal than I can get you. By all means, book it on your own. But in most cases, or many cases, I'm actually able to save people money. We can bundle things together. We can put, you know, little extras in there that elevate the whole experience for the same price. So in a lot of cases, people have this misconception that it costs a lot of money to use a travel agent. And in a lot of cases, it's like this free luxury that's available because we do save you so much money.
Yeah, and sometimes I don't know exactly your model, but sometimes some of your payment comes from the vendor rather than the client, right?
Yes, especially like cruises. I don't charge a fee to book a cruise. So if you want to go on a cruise, you want to make sure you've got an expert behind you who can answer all of your questions about where's the best place to have a room, or is it worth it getting a specialty meal, or is it better for me to eat in the dining room? I can provide all of that for you, and it's the same price or less than what it would cost for you to book on your own. And with cruises in particular, I have a software program that tracks the prices. So for some of the major cruise lines, if the cruise price goes down before the final payment date, I can actually reduce the cost for you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that, you know, like you said, you know, you're thinking you're spending a lot of money to get your help or your professional advice, and that may not be the case. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, especially if you're not charging it that way. So I think you know, when you think about traveling, whether and I guess traveling overseas or even across the country, what's the most expensive part of the travel? Is it the room to stay, the flight? Where do you spend most of your money when traveling?
Of course, it depends on how long you're going to go. But if you compare like a long weekend to a long weekend, the majority of the cost right now, especially on international flights, is the flight cost. They've gotten a lot higher in 2022 and into 2023. And so that's a piece that is a lot harder to negotiate. And a lot of people have had a lot of sticker shock because the prices have gone up. A lot of resorts are trying to adjust their prices to keep packages a little bit more reasonable, but that is one part of the travel world that we don't have a lot of control and flexibility with. So it's important for people to understand that. And just because your trip to Europe costs more than you expected doesn't mean we can't find you something a little more on budget. We just need to be a little more creative with the location and, you know, maybe push Europe off for another year so we can save a little more.
So most of your customers, are they traveling out of the country, or they staying, staying in the country?
I do both. I do international and domestic travel. Some travel agents choose one over the other, but I choose to, I do both. So whether you'd like to take a nice little short weekend in the mountains or a long stay in Mexico, I can help you with all. Even if you want to, go across the pond and go to Europe or take a fun river cruise or something, I can help you with any of that. And if I can't do it, I'm the first to tell you. I'm not going to be fake with you, and I will find you a well-vetted, well-educated agent to guide you towards.
If you have a person come to you and say, "Look, Tara, we want to go on a trip, but we don't usually go on trips." What do you tell the person? How do they prepare for that? What do they need to consider?
So we just sit and have a conversation. We talk about the things they like, maybe some things they don't like or they want to avoid. And we just kind of create a custom feel. And then I will offer them 2 or 3 options, and I'll send them like links to different pages and pictures, pricing, so they can kind of get a feel for what it's going to cost. And we just kind of guide in that direction until we find what feels right, whether it be budgetary wise or destination wise. But each vacation, each itinerary is custom to those people. So if you just know you want to go on a trip and you have these dates to work with, and that's all you know, that's all we need. We can customize it from there.
You can work with that. But do most people already know where they want to go? They already got an idea of where they want to go?
I would say it's 50-50. 50% of the people are like, I want this on this date and I want to do this, how much it will cost me. And the other 50 are like, I just need a break, but I don't even have time to think about what the break is. Can you just make it happen? And we can work with both.
I know I was thinking a lot of people used to do Hawaii trips. They still do that, or
oh, yes.
is that still
Hawaii
a big popular place to go?
Very popular. And though the airfare is still expensive to Hawaii, it's better than if you go across the pond to Europe somewhere. So that is a destination a lot of people are still venturing to. I am a Hawaii expert. I am certified in that. I love the islands of Hawaii. They're all a little bit different from each other. So even if you have visited 1 or 2, you can get a completely different feel if you visit another one. So yes, that's still a very, very popular destination.
Yeah, from here you almost lose a day going, a day coming back, though, don't you?
Yes. And Alaska is the other really popular destination, especially Alaskan cruises. Those are very, very top of the list.
Yeah. So I see Kathy is back. So that's not
I am. I was just going to ask you, Tara, if like the top 3 destinations, like right now, are coming up for summer. Could you pick like the top 3 people are really?
Well, the top 3 domestic locations would be Hawaii, Florida, and Alaska.
Okay.
Because of the cruise industry having this push to kind of recover from everything COVID assisted them with, they have offered a little more incentive pricing. So a lot of people are cruising, especially like through the summer and into the holiday season. We are seeing a huge number of people doing that. Plus, for people here, they can get to international destinations without having the international flight price. So that's another perk. And if anybody is looking to learn about cruising, they want some great deals on cruising, I am having a Come See the World event at the Rolesville Chamber next Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30. Totally free. It's an opportunity for you to come get a little education on river and ocean cruising with the major cruise lines. And there'll be some light snacks offered. And of course, you can ask questions.
That's a cool thing. I have to keep that in mind. I may do that myself. But when you're thinking about cruising, you brought that up. You have some of the really huge cruise ships, and you have some of the little smaller, more quaint ones. What do you suggest? What is your suggestion? What's the best one to do? The big one or the little ones?
Depends what kind of experience you're looking for and what your overall desires are. They all have something different to offer. Some people like less people and they need a little more intimacy, and maybe they want a little more custom culinary experience. Those tend to push you towards the smaller ships. And other people want the big grand water slides and the beautiful, Lisa Franks of boats. And so those are where you'd get the bigger boats. That also tends to be where some more the families like to go. And then there's all kinds of luxury ships that kind of fall in between. So it really, that's a whole conversation that we have so that I can make sure I fit you to the right boat, the right itinerary, the right cruise line even, because that can make a huge difference in your cruising experience.
That's great.
So anybody out there listening who wants to learn more about cruising, join Tara next Thursday, April the 20th at 5:30 at the Rolesville Chamber.
And if you can't make it, send me an email, give me a phone call. We'll set up a time. I can still have a conversation with you, answer any questions you have, and always happy to educate.
And the event is at the chamber, is that right?
Yes, it's at the chamber. So we do ask for an RSVP just so that we make sure we have enough space for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tara, thank you so much for joining What's Happening in Rolesville. It was a pleasure having you on the show and giving everybody, a little bit more information about what you do. And if people need to reach out to Tara, scrolling at the bottom of the screen is her contact information, and she's going to create forever memories for your family. So, Tara, again, thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Terry. All right. Two great guests there, Kathy.
Yeah, I can't believe our hour's almost up. It's amazing how fast this goes.
Yeah, it goes by quickly. It sure do.
It does.
Yeah, and we got a lot of things coming up. We've got a good show next month. And I just want to put in one plug before we leave. And I know you work with seniors as part of your business, and we'll talk about that. I think coming up next month.
Yep.
But I do want to put a plug in for an event that's coming up this weekend, actually Saturday, 2 days from now. It's an organization called Senior Network, and you probably know that organization.
Melanie Crippen.
Yep, they got their second annual April Love Senior Talent Show. It's Saturday night, 7:00 over in Wake Forest at a Renaissance facility. It's going to be pretty nice. I will, along with Mayor Vivian Jones, will kind of MC it. So we're kind of excited about that. And I'm not sure if you can get tickets now. They may be sold out.
I believe they are sold out. It's going to be a wonderful show. I'm all about seniors, and so to have them display their talent, it's going to be exciting.
It is
exciting for sure. So
glad
you're going to be there. I want to talk about a couple of events that are coming up in the chamber. We spoke about Tara Bogle, and she'll be at the chamber on the 20th. We also have a lunch and learn that's next Tuesday, April the 18th. It's Photography 101 with Anthony Torres. That's at 12:00 at the chamber. Two other events in April, our annual dinner. So everybody, if you haven't got your tickets, it's going to be a Greece theme, the 1950s. It's going to be at the Wake Forest Renaissance Center on April 27th from 6 to 9. So please get your tickets. They're going fast. And then Rolesville Business Saturday, that's April 29th from 9 to 1 at the downtown Rolesville Farmers Market. Jen talked about how she was going to be having something special at her business on the 29th. So that is all about Small Business Saturday. And that's our part, is the chamber being at the downtown Farmers Market. So if people can put those dates on your calendar, those are our events coming up.
It's a lot going on. As you can tell, if you live in Rolesville, there's a lot of opportunities, and it's a lot going on, and it's a lot of exciting things happen. So I believe it's going to be a good summer, and with so much opportunities that we're going to have.
Absolutely. And just, I love the lunch and learns because you get to learn a little bit about the business, but you're also learning about their craft. So the photography one, you may not be a photographer, but he's going to like give you some points about how to be a better photographer. And the same thing with Tara, just introducing us to travel. So just some great things happening in Rolesville. And I hope to see everybody at the annual dinner on the 27th and also at Small Business Saturday on the 29th.
Exactly. And Tara did a great job. When you talk to a professional, somebody that's a professional like her, professional in traveling, I mean, things she say make you think, well, I never thought of that. I never considered that. That's really good, that you can figure that out ahead of time.
Yeah.
But somebody professional like that, whether they're in travel, whether they're selling apparel like Jen or whatever, because she can do a lot better picking out clothes than I can.
Absolutely. The experts at their craft is what I like to call it. So
there you go.
Definitely some great people. Well, Ronnie, I think we're at the top of the hour, and it was a pleasure hosting with you tonight. Mm-hmm. And I will see you as a guest in May.
Great. Thank you, Kathy. Great job. Really great job tonight, and really appreciate all you do, and thank the chamber and the board for hosting the show for me. So thank you, and we will see you soon.
See you soon. Bye, everybody. Good night.